Hi, Internet. My name is Sarah Joy, and I am here building a app called Impulse and I'm using this really cool program called FlutterFlow. It's kind of like a drag and drop no code um, builder, but you can also, it's really powerful. You can add like your own custom functions and everything. So it's kind of a best of both world situation. And last week, I didn't stream because apparently you have to wait 24 hours before you can first stream. But I did do a recording of a work session, and it ended up being mostly me not figuring out how to do some database security. But I worked on getting this workflow of adding a new item to our list set up. So yeah, I'm hoping that today the universe is going to be on my side and will like let me be productive on this stream and share with people actually getting stuff done. So yeah, so this past week I've worked on adding the function, on continuing to add this functionality of adding a new item. So we can now add new items and it's saved in the database because I figured out the row level security. And if we go through that flow, let's just add some sort of crystal. And now takes us to a form with most of the data pre-populated. So there's the title, the date, the cost. These are like default status and want levels. And yesterday I figured out how to update the tags, which was really exciting. And today my goal is to get as far as I can with this part of this form, which is questions that I think would be good to answer as you're like feeling the impulse to buy things. So right now they're just going to be like these 3 specific questions, but my further goal for the future is to let people customize them either by like selecting from a list of offered or like options, or by like writing in their own questions. So the reason why I'm saying that is because it explains why my database schema is just really more complicated than it would need to be if it was just those 3 like hard-coded questions. So yeah, I started working on this last night, and I made a little outline for all the things I needed to do. And where we're at right now is we need to get the question text from the database and actually use the data from the database in this form. Just to kind of go over the database really quick, there's a questions table, and that's where these questions live. And then I also have a user questions join table so that, like I said, in the future they can have different questions. And so right now this is just saying that this user is using these 4 questions. And then there's also an items questions so that every time a new item is created, it will use whatever questions that user has as active in that moment. Again, I'm like way overcomplicating things, I feel like, for now, but I want to be able to have this feature really badly in the future, so I'm kind of trying to optimize it for now. And then finally I have this answers table, and I think this is the one that I'm not super clear on how this will all work out. My thought is that it will be fine that these answers are only they're only tied to a question because the items are tied to a question as well. And so we can get, when we get an item, we can get its questions, and then we can come here to answers and get its relevant answer. You know what? We might have to maybe add a user or maybe even an item because, okay, yeah, see, this is what I'm not sure about. But we're not there yet. Right now we're just trying to get this content, this data, to show here instead of whatever we're doing right now. Nope, not that page, this page. Okay. So this is the view, which I'm not going to worry about too much right now. And this is the form. So let's see. Okay, we've got this column that has everything. And I think what I ultimately need to do is I need to add a query and have it auto-generate these two pieces based on like how many questions there are. So it's really fun doing things live and being like, wait, I don't know what to do, but I know what to do. I've done this before, right? I think we have a column. I think I want to wrap these two things in a container. Will it let me do... I don't think I can do both of them, but maybe we'll just do that one and then... No? Wrap widget. Okay, it just didn't do that first time. And we'll stick that in there, wrap it in a column. Yeah, that's fine. Wait, what? No. Undo. I just want all of these to also be in a column for some reason. You know what? It's just a text thing. We can add it back. It's fine. No, don't wrap it in a column. Just replace it. Oh, have I been hitting replace? That's so funny. Column. Okay, and then we'll add a text field or a text thing. And who's making you do that? You can go back there. I like the style of this. What is it? It's label large. So let's just change that really quick. And now, okay, we've got this column, the container, the column. So this column, why aren't I using a list thing? Wait, should I be using a list? Where's the, maybe here. List view. Should I be using a list view? Maybe I should be using a list view. And then container goes in there. List view. Okay. Let's add the query. Supabase query, and it is going to be items questions, because that's where the questions for this item are, where it's saved. We want the whole list, and we want to filter where the item is the item that we're at or in right now, or its ID. And then we also want to get, wait, no, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yes, that sounds good. Sweet. Okay, and then so that means we can delete all of these things underneath it. Delete. Delete. And delete. Okay, now for this text, we need this text to be the question text. Right, and we have items, questions. Oh, okay, wait. Do I want to do... Okay, I could do it this way. I could add a query for the text from here. Get the question. Okay, yeah, why not? Let's do it this. Let's try doing it this way. Equal to... You would want it to be items, questions, row, ID. So as it loops, it's getting the ID of whatever question we're looping over, and it's making another query to say, hey, from the questions table, go get the question with this ID. Yeah, let's try doing it this way. The other way I was thinking, I just learned about making Postgres views yesterday or the day before that, and they're beautiful, beautiful, wonderful things. I ended up using it for this item detail page because of the way I have like status and want levels set up as foreign key relationships also. So I'm not really sure like what the best way to do things, like when to do it as a view and when to like just make a separate query is. I don't know. I feel like the part of me thinks like less queries is better, but we'll see. We'll just try it this way for now. Okay, so we're changing this text to the questions row text. Oh my god. Oh, default view. Question. Amazing. I'm also thinking that they should have like better initial values here rather than just answer, so I might add that to the database as like something that they could add, which would be really nice when you have like custom answers or custom questions of like having a default answer if it's something that, yeah, I don't know. Okay. What am I doing? I should validate that this worked, and first we need to fix this error. Text field widget with the current configuration will not function properly when generated dynamically at the moment because it's associated with a local state variable. Oh. Okay. Try wrapping it in a component and then generate the component dynamically. Cool. So how I learned about the Postgres views and what I based off of this tags part off of is I watched a video that was super helpful. I think it was James No Code. I'll link it down in the description afterwards. But I think that's what he was doing for some of the things that I was watching him do. He had components and yeah, okay. I guess this is one of the trade-offs of making this query here. So it's been a while since I've made a component. Okay, help me out again. Consider wrapping it inside of a component and then generate the component dynamically. So let's duplicate this list view and can I just convert this into a component? Was that a convert to component? New component. We'll call it question answer input. It's not a good name. Right, okay. Actions, local state, parameters. Here's, I think we want to pass it a parameter. Parameter 1 integer. Why did you add that? I think what we want to pass it is a Supabase row that will be the question, and it is coming from questions, and it's just one row, right? Singular row. Okay, so then this guy doesn't need to worry about that at all, and instead gets it from its parameter, question, text. Default value is required. Let's just do question marks. Okay, cool. So now in the detail page, now we have 2 errors. Input, okay, yeah, that's because I didn't send it anything. So let's delete this one. And for you, the component, how do we pass you a parameter? Here it is. No? Yes. Can you send the whole row like that? I can't send the whole row? Why not? Row questions. I don't want the row field, I want the whole thing. Item questions row. Or okay, wait. So do we still have to query for questions, don't we? Right, because this is just getting the ID. The question is, where do we do it? Do we do it here and then pass it in? That's kind of what this seemed to be saying, right? Back when that was an issue. Or do we do it within the component? I think we could try it here on the component, like at this level of it. Questions, list of rows. Oh, cool. Is in items questions row. Oh. I want to map it. I could probably map it with a code expression or something, right? Or I guess I could just not worry about filtering it right now because there's only those 4 questions. Yeah, okay. I think that would be necessary later, but for now we'll just get all the questions because there's only 4 of them. And then back here now, can I just pass the question row with the item at index of whatever index we're at, which is, do I have that? Index and list. The index of the list of questions items, right? Items questions, which is what we're looping over, has an index. We are sending whatever, I don't know if this is right. I don't think this is right. Let's just, okay, we got rid of the error though. So let's just see what happens. That doesn't feel right though. I'm wondering if we do add it here somewhere instead. Can you? You should be able to, yeah, like here. So if we can just pass it the question ID, because we have the question ID, and then just make a query here to get the question from the question table. That kind of makes more sense to me. But let's just see if it works, and really all we need to do is click in and hit edit. Okay, it works. I still think I want to change it because the other way makes more sense to me. Right? Right? Because right now, let's just walk through that again. We've got a component, we're sending it the entire row. I mean, it's the same result, but like, I don't know. I feel like when we're like looping things and then like working with variables, in FlutterFlow, it still trips me up a little bit. But I mean, if it's working, why change it? Yeah, okay. We'll just leave that for now. Cool. So we're getting questions and the answer inputs, and that's pretty much what that is supposed to be. Yes, yes. Now the really confusing part. When a user hits save, we have to figure out a way to answer the questions. Whew. I think the real question is, do I want to do this right now? Or do I just want to like leave this stream as with an easy win and maybe add like these default answers like I was saying earlier? No, let's just go for it. Let's try to figure out how to add them. Okay. I don't know why I just reloaded. Right, so cool, we're in a component now, which I think is really good because we have the entire question row. We have its ID. We need its ID. Oh, this is going to hurt my brain, isn't it? This is totally going to hurt my brain. On save. Let's see. I wish I could minimize or like collapse these loops. They're so big. But these loops were for adding and removing tags, I think. And do we need another loop for looping through these 4 questions? I think that makes sense. Yeah, okay, so we need to answer, oh, I was thinking that we would check if the answer input is set. Now I'm thinking, sure, we can do that, but first we need to loop over items questions. We need to loop over it. If they have inputted an answer to that in that questions component, how will we know that? Okay. Let's loop and then figure out this conditional of if they put an answer in. Oh. Right. Not all the items have questions because they don't have it in the database because I didn't backfill all the old ones that I made before adding the questions, so they don't have any questions in that items questions table. It makes sense, totally. Okay, so we want to loop over these. And I'm in here because I wanted to see, what is this answer? It goes into the widget state. No? No. Hey, because it's a component now. Where the heck does that go? Here. Dynamically generated question answer inputs. Okay, so I think maybe we shouldn't be waiting to save. I think maybe we should be... Maybe we should have a page, like a page level variable storing which like a part of me wants to store both the question and the answer. I mean, I could do that as just JSON. That's a possibility. And then in the save action, loop over that page variable of updated questions. Okay. So what I'm saying is that this component needs an action. So what I'm saying is I think we want a page level variable called questions, or let's call it updated answers, because that's really what it is. It's a list and it's JSON for now. Sure. Anything other? Is there another option that makes more sense? Because I want both. I want both the. Oh shoot! But if the answers also have a table with ID, we're eventually going to want to be updating that answer and not create a completely new answer. Wait. Right, so like, okay. The goal is that when we click save, it will save. The only thing it'll add to our database is really here. It'll add a new row. It'll add a new row here. And then from there, we also have, when we populate these components, they also need an answer. So, no, we definitely just should wait to create an answer. There's no need to. Could we? Could we create a blank answer? Like, is that overkill? Is that too much? I feel like that simplifies things in think it, like, so that this already exists. If we create. So what I'm thinking now is that when we create an item, we're attaching these questions to it via this items questions table. Should we also then attach some answers to those questions when we create a new item? Man. I was just playing around with that. We don't need that. Add. Is this the one making questions? Yeah. Because we could just do it in here, because it's the same. We need the same question ID. So here we're just inserting it into items question. So could we here then just insert it into answers? And the question is the ID of is it user questions? Yeah, it's the same thing, right? Because we're sort of like initializing it from user questions. So specific index, and we are at loop index. And we want the question. Oh, and look, we could even set, no, we could set a user. Is there do we have an item? Yeah, we do have an item ID here too. Um, Supabase database insert action for button is missing required field text. Okay, what are you talking about? Oh, text is a required field? No, it should definitely be nullable. It could be empty. Especially if we do it this way. Let's go say, or get the schema. Okay. Yeah, I wrote all those custom functions, and then I realized, or then I learned about the Postgres views and didn't need them anymore because I could just have the view send over the titles and everything. Okay, but now we have it so that when you create a new item, it will add these questions and user questions to this table of item questions, and it will add some empty answers to answers. This definitely needs an item. Yeah, for sure. Okay. No, not project settings. This definitely needs an item because otherwise, because the questions are used across items. And the question IDs aren't unique. Oh, so this could be instead of... Is that more confusing? I was thinking, should this answer have a foreign key ID to items questions? Or should it just have a question ID and an item ID? Which I feel like is this sort of the same thing, because if it had a foreign key to this table, all it is doing is pointing to those two IDs. It's just updating one thing instead of two things. But also, why are these... These are just ints and not these UU IDs. Huh. I don't think that really matters. I think for the sake of my future... Oh man, the only reason why I want to add just like the item ID here is because I'm like, I don't want to have to think about join tables, even though it's probably fine. Everything is fine. Yeah, it's a foreign key to items. Yes, and ID. Which action is most appropriate? I think we want to cascade. Yeah, if you delete an item, you should delete this thing. So, oh wait, actually this doesn't need action because there's no update. Like there's no other than the UID, which wouldn't ever be updated. Okay, we'll just leave that no action. But yeah, deleting an item, you want to delete answers for it. Sure. Okay. Nice. This one. Okay. Right, so it's successfully inserting into items. I think we can just copy the same policy, which is saying that if the user owns the item that they're adding for, they can add to this table. So let's just delete that and well, all based on item user. Missing from clause. Oh. Where items ID equals answers items is what that should be. Yeah. And I don't remember if I have to pull the schema again when you update the row level security. I don't think we do. Let's just pop open our handy dandy console. Actually, more want this instead. Okay, so when we add an item, we should see it update in Supabase to add the items questions and then also to add some answers. I would like to buy some answers, please. Damn, okay. New row violates row level security policy for table answers. I'm pretty sure we fixed that, so let's try updating the schema. Right, because this says they can insert 2 answers if the authorized user is the items user and the item is answers.item, which should be, we're not adding an item, right? I forgot to do that. Okay, item and action output, new item, and you just want the ID. Okay, and yes, check the functions, please. I don't know if, I think we're just using like 1 now, so I should probably clean those up, but let's refresh this again and clear things out. Okay. Clear, clear. Tie, $20. Hey! Hey! Sweet. And if we check our database, this feels so good. Items questions, I'm just gonna assume. Or should we check? Let's see. What's your ID? It's BD78D. BD78D. Right there. Items questions to those questions and in answers. Yay! Sweet. Okay, so now, why did we do all that? We did all that so that in the item detail page, when we're listing over the component that we made for this guy, we can also have a direct tie to this answer instead of trying to figure out, oh, I like that. So that means we're only ever updating this answer. We'll never have to worry about creating it now. I like that flow. Okay, so how did we do this one again? Did we pass the whole row? Yeah, I'm still not sure. I'd wish somebody who uses FlutterFlow would watch this and just answer all of my questions, but I'll probably just go to the forum and ask. Okay, but for this, I passed a question, just passed it the whole row because I'm doing a query here. Right. I can't do 2 queries, so I think we'll just do this one inside the component. we'll do this and we'll get from the answers table, we just want a single row, and it's going to have, right, we need both of these. So we need the question to be, the question ID. And we also need it to have the item ID. Wait a second. No. Wait. Oh, my brain hurts. I think we could use a view. I think we need a Supabase view, or a Postgres view, because it's actually a Postgres thing, that we can query to get I almost had it. Okay, because I don't want to do this. Why don't I want to do this? I had a reason. And that reason was, I don't remember the reason. But I was just thinking, what the heck, brain? Why did you just have a brilliant, beautiful thought and then it just goes away? What the heck? I was thinking I want to pass a list of answers. I want to loop over a list of answers for some reason. Or I want to have a list of answers. I don't think I need to be looping over it, but I want to be able to have, the heck am I thinking? How long have I been streaming for? What? Like 45 minutes? Is this a good place to end? Maybe this is a good place to end for now. I feel like we got a lot done. We got this loading in from the database. We've decided to create the answer rows in our table on item creation. So now all we have to do is figure out how to update them. Oh, is that wild? Could I add another foreign key here to answers? What am I trying to do? Okay, I think I need to take a break and then flush out more of like what exactly is the flow that I'm trying to do, what exactly are the steps that I need to do, and then get back to it. But yeah, if you stuck through and watched this whole thing, I really appreciate it. I'm planning on streaming another 4 times as I work through building this app. My goal is to get it done by the end of August, but we'll see how that really goes. But yeah, thanks for watching.